to stay open, obviously, because here we all are, so that we could continue to come together as a community until such time that we decide we're not going to leave the doors open, as Gary said. But for now, they're open. So thank you for coming out this morning and for being part of this community. So how many people here have been feeling a little stressed this week? Anybody? There's a lot going on in our world. There's a lot going on about how do we connect? Should we stay home? Is it okay to go out? What's coming next? Are we hearing the truth? Are we not hearing the truth? So one of the things I felt might be really important for us today was to learn a few ways that we can, as energy, calm ourselves so that you can take those tools home with you and use them, because I feel like the weeks might just get a little more stressful as we continue through this for a while. So we're the community that has been studying together for a while, learning about how to be the light in the storm. Yeah? So if we're going to be the light in the storm and we get all anxious and we get all into the fear energy, it gets harder and harder for us to be that light in the storm. Agreed? So whether we're coming together here and continuing our classes, whether we find a way to go viral so that, if we can't come together, we can still connect virally. I mean, we still need to connect, and how is that? It's been a little weird this morning with people. I'm a big hugger, and I'm like, so there's a lot of different things coming at us on many different aspects. Our physical, how do we stay healthy? And we stay healthy by staying out of that stress, right? And out of that anxiety to the best of our ability. Trust me, I've had a few moments, right? So I'm going to show you some of the tricks that I use when I have those moments. And how do finances are really being challenged right now for a lot of people. That again could get worse and worse and worse before it gets better, because a lot of people can't work from home, or working means really being in the public, and for some reason they might not be well enough to be out there working with the public the way they would have, or however that all comes down for them. People's finances are really being disrupted, some people. And again, that could get worse before it gets better. So we just have all of these things on our mind. Who's safe, who isn't? Are we gonna have toilet paper or not? Right? My nephew is a Mack truck driver, and he had to go be part of this huge convoy that had to park on the side of the road to wait their turn to go get loaded up with toilet paper on the side of the road. There was like a mile of trucks waiting to get into the parking lot for it to be their turn. So what are we doing with all this toilet paper, guys? What are you doing with it? I just don't know. Maybe you guys aren't the hoarders, but it's, so there's just practicality to things and stories that are being told, and how do we know what's the truth and how do we not know what's the truth, right? We want to believe that, we're being told the truth and how to best prepare or how to best stay safe, but there's a lot of people that I know of who are even questioning, is the information we're getting even the truth? So amongst all of that, it's like, So one of the things we're going to do right now is I just want you to kind of check into how you're feeling right now in this moment. And some of you were here this morning for the gong and bath, so you might be feeling pretty good, but others have come in since then. So just take your moment, close your eyes, and check in and say, how am I feeling about what's going on here in the world today, this week? now I want us to just take a moment and visualize that you have roots going down into the ground, just like an oak tree. And just visualize that those roots are going down, 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 way into the center of the earth. Because staying grounded is one of the ways that we can stay calm. And just feel that connection of the earth underneath you. And just for a moment, kind of come back. We're going to go back to this place in just a minute. But does just grounding yourself make anybody, you can just raise your hand, does it make anyone feel a little bit calmer? Yeah. So every little thing we do today is going to be something that you can do later at home. So just grounding yourself. So when I ground myself, I like to bring up a gift from the earth, some really beautiful green, vibrant energy. And that green, vibrant energy is going to help you ground yourself in your body. Because, sometimes when our mind is in the panic and it's going round and round and round and doesn't know where to look next for what information, because our minds are so busy, we're human after all. So sometimes we have to pull up that earth energy right into our body so that we feel more centered and peaceful in our body. So connecting to the earth is one part, and then bringing that earth's energy up into you so that you feel more whole and complete and grounded in your actual body. I kind of visualize it as a kind of crystalline green energy, that vibrant green that comes to us in the spring from the earth. Just let that flow through the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. If you don't have that concept yet, your physical body is your densest moving energy, and next to that you have an emotional body, and next to that you have a mental body, and next to that you have a spiritual body, and all of those bodies are energy fields, whichever term you want to use, are vibrating at a higher frequency away from the body. So just fill your whole entire being with this really vibrant green energy. And just let it go right out through the top of your head and up into the heavens, so that you are just becoming a conduit for this very calming, fresh, vibrant, grounding energy. Perfect. So now whenever you're ready, just kind of open your eyes and come back into the room. So again, we're not going to pass the mic around, but how does that feel to some of you? Do you have... Anybody else? Aligned? Invigorating. Good, great. So, how many know what a morphic field of energy is? Morphic field of energy, a couple of you. So, we have this huge quantum field of energy that's around us, that's connecting us with everything else. We're a part of it, and it's a part of us. With me so far? So it's called many different things, but we build morphic fields of energy in that quantum field around things, around, there's a morphic field of energy around females versus males. There's a morphic field of energy around every dis-ease on the planet. There's a morphic field around spiritual seekers. There's a morphic field around every religion that is on the planet. So what I mean by that is that people all over the planet who have this commonality around something start coming together in this field of energy. And sometimes it's really good to plug in. So like this morning, we're plugging in to a community and into an energy about calming down and staying in our place of center, right? So everybody on the planet who's having a meditation or being in their religious services this morning who are coming together to find some peace and some calm has a morphic field about it. So what about the virus, right? It's already got a huge morphic field of all kinds of energy and information and sadness and grief and, confusion and sickness. It's a big, huge field, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So what would it be like if we disconnected from it for a moment? What would it be like if we pull our plug out of that morphic field and say, whew, okay, it's going on, it's out there, but me energetically at this moment, I'm going to pull the plug and I'm not going to be connected to that field because, whew, it's a little too much. And we take a little holiday for the next, half an hour or so and stay sort of disconnected from that energetically. Anybody have a question on that? What I'm talking about? Yes? I think unconsciously we're all connected to it right now. How could we not be? Because it's in our face, right? With all the news that's going on. I don't watch the news. The only way that I've gotten any information is from people or from, Facebook or social media. But to sit down in front of my TV's not even plugged in. I wouldn't even have it, but somebody gave it to me. So that's how much I've watched the TV. But I'm still plugged in, because there's this big field. And like attracts like, right? So we're here this morning coming together in love and communion and, searching for a way to stay in peace and calm in the midst of all of this, but we're still plugged in, right? Whether we're consciously plugged in or unconsciously. Right? How many people here have somebody that they know that's pretty close to them who's a little more elderly? How could you not be plugged in? Right? How many here have somebody who has some kind of autoimmune deficiency disorder? Yeah? So we're all paying attention because if it's not for us, it's for our loved ones. How many of you here have kids who are in school? How could you not be plugged in? How many of you work out there in a public with people? Yeah. So we're all concerned, Do we hug? Do we not hug? Do we make sure we've got our gloves on? How many times a day are we washing our hands? And oh my God, my skin is coming off my hands. Some people are complaining about that because they've been washing so much. So how could we not be plugged in, I'm thinking, right? So, you ready to unplug? If just for the next however many minutes. And the beauty of this is when you feel too overwhelmed in it, you can say, okay, draw yourself a circle on the floor and say, that field's right there, and I'm going to step out of it and do exactly what we're going to do here, okay, together. And I'm going to stay out of it for however long. I'm not going to look at the news, and if my mind whirls around, I'm going to say, oh, not right now. We're not doing that right now. You get in the back seat. I'll invite you back in a minute. But for right now, I just need some time to have some space, right, and to have more peace around this, right? Okay. So go back to your closing your eyes place. And just for a minute, not in any negative way, but just for a minute, feel that field around you of all that information, sadness, all of it. And it's pretty huge right now. It's just getting bigger and bigger, and it'll continue to get bigger and bigger as people put their fear into it, their scarcity into it, their sickness into it, their all that stuff. It's just going to get bigger. So it's pretty huge. So we're going to ask all of our angels, our guides, our high selves, our innate wisdom, our souls, the ascended masters, all the energies of love and light to join us in the room. And with your hands, I want you to just start lifting it up. Just lift it up. And they're helping. And we're just going to lift this whole bubble of that field up. And up, and up, and up. And when you can't get your hands any higher, just use your breath and blow it up. And just watch as it goes right out that dome. That whole huge field is just lifting up and going out of the dome. As you disconnect from it, and just kind of let it go, toss it up. And then take your hands and rub them together. Shake them out. And now we're going to fill this room with love and light. Nothing but love and light. Beautiful, beautiful white light. Golden white light. Bring it in through the top of your head. Let it run all the way down through your body. Let it run right down through those roots that you still have. And if a little bit of concern runs through your mind, say, not right now. I'm going to enjoy this peace. I'm going to stay connected to these people in this room and enjoy this peace. I feel like there's some beautiful blue energy also coming into the room. Just soak it in. Bring it in. Add your golden light, add your beautiful energies to this energy that's around us right now. It's a way that we're coming together in our morphic field of peace and calm. Scoop some of that up with your hands and bring your hands to your heart for a minute and just soak it into your beautiful heart. It doesn't mean that we don't have an open heart. It doesn't mean that we're not compassionate about what's going on. It just means right now in this moment we need a little bit of a break so we can just be in a place of peace. Because here's the thing, all that energy of that morphic field doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to you. And it's just going to get bigger, so you really need to have ways to get disconnected from it. And the more we get disconnected and send love and light to it, the more we can affect it in a different way. So let's do that right now. Just put your hands out and kind of tilt them up toward where we just put that beautiful bubble going right out through the dome and just send love and light out. Creator's energy that's coming through us and around us, just you be a conduit for it and send it out to that bubble and say, we're sending love and light to all of those who are sick, To all of those who have been affected in one way or another. To all of those who have a need that they now have that they didn't have before. We're sending some peace. Perfect. So once again, bring yourself back to center. Bring yourself back in. And how does everybody feel after that? Could you feel that going up and out and away from you? I'm seeing some head shaking. Anybody have a few words for it? It changes the whole energy in the room. Can anybody else feel that? Yeah. So you can do this in your home, you know, by yourself. You can come back and connect to this field, this morphic field of peace, and bring it to connect to it at your home when you had a really rough day. I had a few things I was going to do. I got carried away there for a minute, didn't I? But you're all feeling better, right? So, now that I got you all calm, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, is anybody not calm? Because it's okay if you're not, because I'm going to give you a few more tools. I'm not seeing any hands on that one. You want to see the tools anyway? Okay. So, has anybody heard of the flight, fight, and freeze, right? Where we get into fear and we either get frightened, and we either come out wanting to fight against something or somebody, or we freeze completely. Don't even see me. Here I'm frozen, right? So flight, or we take off running, right? I used to be a runner. Then I dislocated my knee and I had to find another tool. Anyways, so flight, fight, and freeze is alive and well in every single one of us. It's part of when we were cavemen and cavewomen. It was, ooh, bear, run like hell. Ooh, mouse, I think I'll be okay, right? But in our today's world, that whole mechanism, which is governed by a meridian in our body that's called triple warmer, has lost its ability to discern. So when we're hearing things and we're seeing things around us in our environment that are really making us anxious, that whole flight, fight, or freeze kicks in, and our anxiety level goes through the roof. And it's really hard to think even straight because that mechanism marshals all of the energy and the forces in your body, right? If you've got to fight something, or you've got to really run, or you've got to stand still and be like, you know, whatever, it takes some energy to do that. So what happens is all the energy up here, the blood flow in your brain goes down into your body. We've all heard of those times when somebody picks up a car who shouldn't have been able to do that, right? That's because all of the energy in the body has gone down into the body to really help you with that. So what happens is we as society have not evolved, and our triple warmer hasn't evolved to really understand sometimes what is really scary and what's not. When is it a bear and when is it a mouse? So our mechanism in our body fights all kinds of things that might be really good for us, and we get into a really kind of challenging place. So when there's a lot of anxiety in the world, triple warmer just goes crazy. Because triple warmer's job is what? To discern or to keep you alive, keep you safe. So it's really trying to do what it was meant to do. It's just so overwhelmed with stress with people. So we have these points right here in the middle of our forehead. They're called the oh my God points. Anybody ever go, oh my God, I can't believe that happened, right? So we have these natural instincts, but we don't hold our hand there long enough to really get the blood flow back up into our brain so that we could think about it in maybe a more rational way or get ourselves calmed down. So One of the ways, if you're at home and you're feeling really anxious about something, is get your fingers on these oh my God points, or your whole hand. We also have hypothalamus, which is the primitive part of the brain, which is right back here. And if you hold these two together, I sometimes lay down in my bed and hold these two together, you will calm down. It will calm you down. But you have to hold it long enough. So what is long enough? Well, I tell people, if you're holding your points, you would be waiting until you feel pulses under your fingers and they're evened out from one side to the other. Well, what if I can't feel energy? I get that question all the time. So if you can't feel energy and you don't know, you would stay there for like 3 to 5 minutes, at least. If you're starting to get a headache, if you get your hands on these points and just breathe into that, your headache usually just goes away and dissipates. Is that making sense to us? So that's one really, really good tool. I would demonstrate some of this stuff, but it's kind of a hands-off today, so I kind of sometimes bring people up here and energy test them and show you how this all works. But for today, we're just going to have you play on yourself down there. The other thing you can do that helps triple warmer, remember I said it's a meridian. It starts right here on your ring finger, and don't draw on it. It comes all the way up, around on the back, and up around your ear. So when you're going in that direction and it's on both sides, you're putting energy into that triple warmer. What we want to do is take energy out of triple warmer. It won't, when triple warmer is overwhelmed and you're in that really place of over-concerned and your mind is whirling, it's not gonna, a meridian can have too much energy, too little energy, or sink down into the body because it needs repair. Does that make sense to us? But that meridian, we usually are taking energy out. So any moms here ever have your kids and your babies and they're crying and you do this? You're going behind their ear and you're soothing them. What are you doing? You're starting to go down on the energy of triple warmer. So you can do that to yourself, or you can do that with your kids. And it'll start to calm them down. It'll start to bring that energy down on that meridian. And you can do both sides. So that's another way to work with triple warmer. Okay? So, calming it. You would be activating it if you were going forward on it. If you're going the other direction, you're putting energy in, but this is calming it by taking it out. You could actually go all the way down the meridian if you want, but some people forget where it is or whatever, but they can remember this, the calming. Is that making sense? Okay, good question. So, we very seldom, as an energy practitioner, put energy in triple warmer. Like the other meridians, like spleen meridian might have too little and you might put energy in by using certain points or techniques, but triple warmer, we're usually trying to calm it and take it down. The only time you would probably put energy into triple warmer purposefully would be if somebody was really near death's door moment. I've heard a couple of stories about that. I won't share those right now, but that's, Or if somebody has been on triple warmer overload for so long that triple warmer's just got nothing left, then you might spike it up for a minute. But you would want to kind of know what you were doing with that. But calming it is always a good thing. So, the other thing that I like to use is triple warmer and spleen meridian are in this really great relationship with each other. So if you take your right hand and put it right over spleen, right here, right below the breast area, and you take this left hand, I'm left-right challenged, sorry, and you put it right above your elbow on that triple warmer line. This is called the triple warmer spleen hug. So how many times when we're challenged do we go like this and we get in a really defensive mode? Change your hands just a little bit. When you're in that mode, nobody knows you've done it. And what you're doing is you're getting triple warmer and spleen. So triple warmer, I kind of see triple warmer as the good general in the body who's trying to save your life, right? And marshal the forces. I see spleen as the good mother in the body. She has many wonderful jobs to kind of help regulate some of the hormones, to be the mother of our immune system. Do we need our immune system right now? Yeah, we need it to be really strong. She helps us to assimilate everything we're bringing into our body, our food, our water, our vitamins, our minerals, even our medications. She's helping to assimilate everything you bring in, your emotions. So the first place that the good general pulls from is spleen. That's just the way they're set up. So if you stay in overload with triple warmer for too long, triple warmer will start taking energy out of spleen, and she won't have the energy to do what she needs to do. So this one is just a really good one that says to triple warmer and spleen, let's calm down and get on the same page again. I used to do this so much that I would wake up in the morning sometimes and my arms would be just like this. And I'd go, oh, must be I needed some calming overnight or to get triple warmer and spleen on the same page. But it does really help to calm. Is everybody feeling calm out there just doing this? Yeah, so it's calming, but it's also got that extra little aspect of helping triple warmer and spleen to get back into relationship. Ella looks like she's falling asleep up here with her triple warmer and spleen. So those are a couple of little tools that you can use when you're home and you have some huge anxiety that's going on. So I'm going to show you one more. I had this thing, and just so I don't forget, that I read that says something like, we find ourselves today in this situation where how I behave dramatically impacts on your health, and how you behave dramatically impacts on the health of everyone around us. So each individual is being asked to stay as healthy and vibrant as you can. Take your vitamins. You know, I did go get some groceries on Friday. I didn't really realize that the stores were running out of things and the shelves were, it just, like I said, I don't pay attention sort of, to that. And then I saw this picture with empty shelves and I went, oh, you put off getting groceries and you really just need to eat. This isn't like go, stock up. This is just cupboard bare. So I go out, on Friday morning to get my things, and I had really an interesting journey. Trader Joe was pretty much wiped out of everything, that was in a can or frozen or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. But they had the veggie burgers I like. And they did have the organic applesauce that I put a little bit of flaxseed in. So I was real happy. So then I go to the next store, and it's like there's no one in the parking lot. And I'm thinking, it was fresh thyme, is that how you call it? And I was thinking, oh, they must be all out of food. There's nobody even in the parking lot. And I walk in, and there's everything you would want, including toilet paper. The only thing they didn't have was hand sanitizer of any kind, right? But I really was watching as I went over because I'm just out of vitamin C, right? Not because I want to hoard it. And I'm like, look at all the vitamins and minerals. The shelves are packed, but the toilet paper's gone. Right? The thing we could use to build up our immune system is fully stocked. And nobody was in those aisles but me. Right? Everybody's over there trying to get their canned goods and their frozen food, and they're forgetting that they need to stay healthy and vibrant. And maybe, just maybe a little extra vitamin C or B or D might be really, really helpful, or some other things, But nobody was in those aisles. And I went, ooh, this is just really interesting. So, off on my little adventure, I was like, yeah. How does this happen? That's fear energy. The fear energy wasn't telling everybody to go get your vitamins. People were on my Facebook page saying, go get the vitamins, because I live with those herbally, whatever kind of people. But people were saying, oh, make sure you go get your food and stock it up for weeks and weeks, because somebody's going to tell you got to stay in your house for 2 or 3 weeks, and you better have food and water, right? So it's really just interesting to see where our minds go. And I was out there at the store going, well, there is toilet paper right there. Should I pick up 2 packs, right? Don't want to be a hoarder, right? Don't want to make a mattress out of it. But, so your mind goes around because you've heard all of these things. And you're just a human. We're all human. I may be saying, okay, I'd like to just sit in my house and send love and whatever energy out to this whole situation the whole time, like it's going on. But I'm human, too. So I have the human dilemma just like all you have. So how do we be that lighthouse and still be in our human world? That's where we have to find the balance, right? I got off center. I was going to show you something, wasn't I? Before I got into that. But that was how connected we are and what we're kind of doing with that energy. We did, yes, of course. We can't have you leaving here without this. So, your outer protective system is your aura. Anybody ever heard of that word? Yeah. So your aura is your outer protective system to the outside world. So if your aura is not healthy and vibrant, then it's hard for you to stay healthy and vibrant. So here's what happens to our aura when we get all challenged. And I could have tested this on somebody, but again, I didn't really want to overly touch people today because, But when you all came in, everybody's aura wasn't as healthy as it could have been. Now you're looking a little shinier to me because we did the grounding and we pushed up the thing and, so, but when people were coming in, I was looking, I was like, oh, not so shiny today. So what happens is when you get afraid or you get sick, if it's your protective system, what do you think you do to it? It's supposed to be way out there. Yes, you automatically pull it in closer, right? And so it really needs to be out there, full and strong and vibrant. Particularly if you're going to be out at the grocery store or somewhere, you just really need it to be healthy. So I'm going to show you something. So I want you to do it with me. So you're going to have to stand, but you need to be far enough away from the people who are next to you so that when your hands go like this, you don't bump into a person or furniture. Y'all with me on this? So this is a really amazing way to get your aura out as far as it can go in a really healthy way. All right? So we're going to rub our hands together, and we're going to put them on our thighs, and we're going to take a couple of breaths. Again, grounding. Perfect. Now rub your hands together again, and we're going to put them like little cups up on the sides of our ears. Okay? This is triple warmer, remember? Take a couple of breaths. This whole technique is called the Celtic Weave. Perfect. Now, open your eyes and watch what I'm going to do, and I'll come back and get you in just a minute. We're going to take a deep breath, and while you're holding that breath, you're going to bring your elbows together, you're going to cross your hands over, and when you're letting go of your breath, you're going to go and really blow it out. I'm just moving Ellen up because I don't love you still, but I don't want to blow my aura out into yours, and I was headed right to you. You blow that way, I blow this way, we're all good. All right? So here we go. Our hands are up here. You're going to take a deep breath and bring your elbows together, cross your arms over, and let it go. It's that breath that's really pushing your aura out. We're going to do that one more time around your waist. So take a deep breath and let it go. One more around the knees. And then best to your ability, don't anybody hurt your back or anything. You're going to scoop up all that goodness. You're going to put it over your head, and you're going to jiggle it down because I'm just a jiggler. Perfect. And that, my friends, is going to push your auras way out. I'm watching you. You look really good. It pushes that aura. It strengthens it. If it happens to have detached from your body, it's going to be tight, tight, tight to your body. And then when you go out into your world, your outer protective system is going to be on. Does that feel good? Okay. Your inner protective system, you can have a seat. And again, I usually demo this, but I don't want to be up here energy testing and putting my hands on people this morning. So your inner protective system runs along a meridian on the front of your body that's called central. Starts right here, ends right here. So the central meridian is the one that people who do hypnosis use a lot. It's the one that gets into your subconscious mind. It programs in your subconscious mind. So it's really, really easy to fix this. And again, I could show you how easily it is for anybody to take this down on you just by using their eyes. So the energy goes down on this and lets other people into that part of you when people look you down, because it comes up. So I could take my eyes and look Ella down, but I can't show you that because I don't want to really touch her, because I'd have to energy test her. But I can also use my eyes and bring it up. So you can fix this. Anybody ever seen me demo this? Yeah, it really works. It's pretty amazing. So you're just going to have to take my word on it. But to fix it, it's really, really easy. You just take your hand down here by your pubic bone, and you bring it all the way up. When you get up here by your lip, you take a key, you lock it in, and you hide your key where nobody else knows where it is. And then no one can get into your inner self. So my suggestions would be when you get up in the morning, you do yourself a Celtic Weave and you zip yourself up before you go out. Put your energetic coat on. And then if you come home and you really have had a really crazy day, do you some triple warmers, get your spleen and triple warmer back, take your vitamins, your minerals, and disconnect from that morphic field if it's only while you're home. Like purposefully move it out so that your field and you can be in a little more calmer place. None of that really belongs to us. Right? It's just this big field of energy that's circling around, and like is attracting like faster than it ever has before. Welcome to the new energy. So if I'm putting out love, I'm attracting love faster than I ever have before. If I'm putting out not so much yet love, I'm attracting that faster than I ever have before. So watch what you're doing with your mind. Watch where your energy is. Watch what you're thinking about. And again, we're all human. I've had some human thoughts over all of this. And then I go, oh, watch what you're doing there. And I sit down, have a moment, get myself grounded, get back in my body. So lots of tools that you can use that are going to help you to be able to move through these times a little easier, with a little more grace. Yes, Don? Mm-hmm. So, our energy, so all of my energy that is me, is connected to all other energy on the planet, which is part of all of those morphic fields, the bigger one that contains everything. So I am you and you are me, right? So we've been learning that for a long time here, right? So yes, I am connected to you right now, and you are connected to me right now, but I also have my own personal energy where I can keep the edge of my aura strong enough to say, nice to meet you. I'm really not going to have you in my personal energy. Or, come on in, it's okay for you to be in my personal energy, right? So we've got responsibility to our own personal energy, and then as we keep our own personal energy clearer, then what we're putting out into the field is clearer. Did I do any job with that at all?
Yes, that makes sense.
So it's all very, very connected. So one of the reasons I've been teaching some quantum classes lately is to help people to understand all of the new aspects of the field so that we can stay connected in different ways that we really haven't been doing, but are there for us to do now, right? So that's just going to make us and the planet and the energy around us and everybody else stronger, clearer, more full of love. That's one of the things that's amped up in the field now more than ever, is like attracting like. You know, we used to sit on the fence maybe a little more and say, I'm a spiritual being and I'm full of love. And then we go get in our car and we go, really? Really? You're going to do that? You know? What are you thinking? And you're not in this energy anymore, right? So it's behooving us to stay over here more and more and more every day. And over here, less and less and less every day. Because while I'm over here yelling at all the drivers, I'm attracting that to me, right? We don't want to be doing that. We don't want to put it out into the field, but we don't want to be attracting that to us either. So the more we get in our fear energy around this virus, the more it's going to grow. Pure and simple. The more it's going to grow. And the more people who are going to be sick, because that field around it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Right? So it's our job as the lighthouses to try to stay out of as much fear around all of this as we absolutely possibly can. So connect with each other, keep your energy clear, spend some time every day sending some good energy out to everything that's going on, because there's lots of people doing that. We had talked about that. Gary, did we put that out in an email to
What's
connect at 1111?
I don't know if we have yet or not.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that, but we have been talking about it. Maybe we'll get on that. But we, about us as a community at 1111, just sending out some good positive vibes and connecting with each other energetically. So I will start to do that, and anyone who wants to join me, please do. We don't have to be connected on the internet or anything to do that. It's just taking a moment at 1111 to say, wow, okay, for the next minute, I'm going to send out some positive vibes with everybody else. Yes? Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. So she was just saying that there's a energetic power to the numbers 1111. So Ella gave me a job here. Huh? Oh, it's over here. So sorry. So, as you know, thank you for coming. Again, if you want to hear any more from me, you could put your name on my email list, and there's a business card over there, but that's enough about me. Thank you for coming this morning. I was really excited to see people here. Offering. So for the offering this morning, we're not going to pass the basket, but we are going to say our blessing, as if we did pass the basket. So there is a tiny bit of prosperity in it right now, so I will hold it for all of us.
And there's a basket at the back of the sanctuary.
Yeah, so when you leave, there's a basket back here, and there's one up here. If you would give as much as you can, we would appreciate it. So Ella's going to lead us in this. I will repeat after her. God's perfect love. Flowing through me. Blesses and multiplies. All that I give. All that I receive. And all that I am. Oh, all right. So if you close your eyes just for a minute, I have a little thing to read to you. So thank you for being here today. You are part of something bigger here at LHSC. You are valued and a special being on the planet. You and everyone else come with gifts to offer. That as you expand your gifts and nice feelings go out to your families and your friends and your community and the planet that we all share. We are truly blessed by that. Be the best version of yourself. So thank you for coming. We are going to do a circle, but we're not going to hold hands. So we're just going to... So keep plenty of distance, and we're just going to take our hands and do this, but don't touch anybody's hands. How's that? Perfect. Just we don't need to ask if you can or you can't, just don't do it. We're just having the don't do law today. Sorry, we don't usually have laws. Hey, Miss Susan. Look at that. Okay. So let's take a deep breath. Reconnect with those roots for a second. Reconnect with that beautiful energy that we had going when we lifted up that morphic field. I would suggest you stay disconnected from it as long as you choose. But again, we're here in this human moment. And just breathe in all the love that we've created together today. Take a nice deep breath. Bring in all the compassion in the room, all the peace, all the calm. And take a minute and let's just send around the circle some loving energy, or across the circle, to everyone who's here, blessing them on their journey. May we all be safe and healthy and vibrant, and share our love and our light as the beautiful lighthouses and magnificent beings that we all are. And we're going to just lift up all this energy and send it out to our family, our friends, to the community, to the world. Lots of love, lots of light, lots of joy, happiness. I think a few people are forgetting that part these days, so let's send that out and let it go. Yay! Woohoo! Thanks for coming, guys. And I'd love to